Our next speaker reminds us that behind every innovation, every platform, and every breakthrough, there is a human being making decisions, building relationships, and driving change. A business leader with a strong passion for people, human capital, and understanding what truly drives human behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jamie Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, when Sonia asked me to assist in this matter, I found it quite difficult to pair the human with technology. I spoke to a friend about this, and guess what they said? Ask AI. So my AI's name is Albert, Copilot, Albert. So I asked Albert 7 different times, and even he had difficulty pairing these two terms. So today we've listened a lot. Has spoken about things that goes way over my head. The key thing is that we have been relying on technology for our happiness. Population makes use of the internet. We rely on it in our vehicles. We rely on it in our work. We rely on it to travel. We rely on AI for everything. We rely on it to tell us what we should wear. We rely on it to tell us what we should like, what books to read, what programs to watch. So inadvertently, we've been relying on technology to make ourselves happy. Now this is a problem. The only person that can make you happy or is responsible for your happiness is you. You cannot outsource it, unfortunately. Now, with the increase of technology, use of technology, design, innovation, and all those things, we have reached, or we have seen that so many people have become depressed. We have seen things that has emerged like digital dementia. This is real. Things like virtual autism. Things like anxiety. All of these things has increased exponentially over the last 10 years. Think about it, suicide. Namibia has one of the highest suicide rates in the world per capita. That means no other country has the amount of suicides per capita that we have. It is shocking. It is scary. Why is this scary? Now, people think of technology as this be-all, end-all. And because we rely on it to dictate what we do, what we like, how we want to do it, we are forgetting about ourselves. So, how are we going to do this? How are we going to get this back? You know, things like the Matrix and the Terminator doesn't seem like such a far-off or far-fetched idea if we continue at this pace that we continue. With all of these things, we need to log out and log in so that you can learn to know yourself. Now, in order to know yourself, you need to understand what your values are. So how do we do this? You need to think. You need to ask yourself questions. Now, your values is so super important because that is your base core code. If you are exposed to a situation, or if your behavior dictates a situation where your values contradicts with the situation or the behavior that you've exerted, there's a glitch in your system and you get angst. And even though you walk past it, you continue on, there still is a problem and there's an issue that arises. So you need to sit down, free yourself, plug out of everything else, and you need to ask yourself these questions. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, if it's so easy, then why do we do it? Or why don't we do it? Now, thousands of years ago, when our brain has developed to the hardware that it is now, we had to conserve energy. So our brain still has this primary coding of conserving energy. You don't know where your next meal will come from. You don't know where your energy is going to come from. Now that, together with the idea that you need to fit in. Now, thousands of years ago, while you're walking on the plains, if you stood out, you were prey. If you were the slowest one in the bunch, you were prey. So I always say, look, I don't need to be the fastest person, I just need to be faster than the person that's the slowest. But that is how our brains are shaped. Now that hardware, I mean, imagine it, tech that can stay like that for 1,000 years. But our brain is still encoded like that. So we are lazy. We don't want to do it because it's hard, it's tough. Because obviously once you've entered into these values, you will need to change. And we don't like to change. Now, together with these values, you will obviously need to know where you're going. What are you doing? Now, how do we do that? We need to set goals. Whom of you here have goals? Whom of you have your goals written down? Your goal in your head remains a dream. You need to write down your goals. But why are these things important? We all strive for success. Right? Now, what is success? In my book, Level Up, I tackle these are one of the issues that I tackle. Now, what is success? I mean, success is deeply personal. Success is money. Success is an illusion. Success cannot be reached. It is not a feeling. It is not something that you acquire. Success is a label that society has placed on people who have reached goals that they have not yet. So everybody strives for success. When I was young and somebody asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always said successful. People laughed at me and I don't know why. But we strive for success every single day, and because we never reach it, we never get that feeling, we never have a tangible thing to say that, oh, okay, now I'm successful, now I've arrived. People become depressed. Now, if I have to dish out the statistics for depression, and especially amongst younger people, it is astonishing. So in order for us to not strive for something that is completely unattainable, I have decided to do away with successful or success and use the term level up. Now, what does level up entail? Level up means that you have to level up every single day. Every single day you need to be 1% better than what you were yesterday. And whatever that 1% is for you will be determined by your goals. If your goal is to save $5,000 by the end of the month, and you know I need to save $10 every single day, then you need to know, once I've done that, once I've saved that money, I've leveled up. I have reached my goal for today. It's attainable. I can now go to bed and rest assured. Now, together with all of these other things, you will have things like habits. I mean, the type of habits that the people have grown over the past 10 years is horrendous. We are not disciplined. And all of these things can only start with you. Even in your workplace, if you are a CEO or an MD sitting there, you must take this back to the individual as well. Yes, you have the most beautiful system that you work with and that automates everything, but there's still a person that needs to push the button. And your technology will only be as good as that person sitting there pushing the button. So you need to understand your people, and you need to know what your people need, what your humans need. And if you don't get them individually to level up, then your organization is not going to go anywhere. Because it's those people that is going to drive these things. It's those people that's going to become the success of the company. Because your AI can't do that personal connection. It is your people. And they will determine what happens next. When we look at all these things together, we need to understand that if we don't want the future to be like the Matrix or the Terminator, we need to level up. If we don't, then in 5 years' time, we won't be back. Thank you guys very much.